Make them say, na 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 na. Make them say, na na na. What's happening? Never do what they do, what they do, what they do. Never do what they do, what they do, what they do. Uh, what's happening? How's everybody doing, man? Salute. Shout out to Stephanie McCoy in the building. The first should be last, and the last should be first. Uh, Alex Merlot in the building. Roger W. in the building. Kevin One, Southern Star. Wild H87. Loud 127. Kevin Anderson. Nah, the WNBA channel is Ock Nation TV. Ock Nation TV is my WNBA channel. If you want to see my WNBA content, go to Ock Nation TV. You got to go to Ock Nation TV. This is Ock Nation News. This is my news channel. Everybody hit the like button. Let's see if we can get everybody hit the like button right quick. I'm gonna start straightway. Shout out to Pamela Henderson, man. Shout out to Pamela Henderson. Salute to Pamela Henderson, man. Long time no see. Pamela. Never do what they do, what they do, what they do. Yeah, man. You want to be a man that stands your own. To MC requires skills. I demand some shown. Uh, what's cracking?
Only on 6 video obtained by NBC6 caught the moment Cuban reggaeton singer Chocolate MC robbed one of his fans' car and then kidnapped him.
Yeah, records show that the fan was only wanting to take a picture with the singer, but...
What?
Only on 6 video obtained by NBC6 caught the moment Cuban reggaeton singer Chocolate MC robbed one of his fans' car and then kidnapped him.
Yeah, records show that the fan was only wanting to take a picture with the singer, but that celebrity encounter turned violent.
NBC6 reporter Christian Colon reports.
A trip to Chop.
They say this as if it's so normal. Look at the way you're talking, like it's so normal. Like this is normal. This is not normal, dude.
And was only wanting to take a picture with the singer, but that celebrity encounter turned violent.
NBC6 reporter Christian Colon reports.
A trip to Chavez Supermarket in Opalaca was bittersweet for a man after he ran into one of his favorite celebrities, reggaeton singer Chocolate MC. But that excitement turned to terror when Chocolate attacked his fan with a gun and kidnapped him with the victim's own car, according to records. I saw a white gun pointed at me, the victim tells NBC6. I didn't want to fight back because what if he pulled the trigger and shot me? The gun turned out to be fake, but with that toy gun, Chocolate, whose real name is Josvani Sierra Hernandez, managed to allegedly kidnap the victim.
He admitted it was a toy gun that looked like a mini Glock to scare the victim.
The victim says Chocolate forced him into the car, and records show he told the fan to drive around to different places for about 2 hours.
I'm not well. I recognize that I'm not well.
It's not the first time Chocolate gets arrested. The artist has a list of pending charges, including for allegedly offering money and promoting a murder for hire plot to kill an inmate charged in the 2024 murder of Cuban reggaeton singer El Tiger in Miami.
And because Chocolate violated his release by picking up that kidnapping charge, a judge denied granting him a bond, so he must stay in jail until his trial. In Miami, Christian Colon, NBC6.
Breaking news this evening, an arrest in a double shooting that injured a local celebrity chef. You're looking at pictures of Chef Tobias Dorzan. He and a friend were shot in a robbery last November. After 7 months, a suspect is now in custody. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Jim Hadley.
I'm Erica Gonzalez. Devin Demetrius Spivey is facing 18 charges, including first and second degree attempted murder. Now, Spivey faced a judge for the first time, I should say, this afternoon. News 4's Paul Wagner joins us live with the very latest in this case. Paul?
Well, Jim and Erica, this made a lot of news back when it happened in November for a couple of reasons. Number one, the celebrity chef was involved as a victim. But secondly, it showed in the surveillance footage that we were able to obtain a vicious assault in which gunmen opened fire before going through Tobias Dorzan's pockets. Now, today, in an affidavit filed here in court, police say that it was Devin Spivey's cell phone that they could track and show that it was outside a Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Northwest where the celebrity chef and his companion were dining that night. And then those same cell phone records show them following the chef and his companion back to Kirkwood Place in Hyattsville. In the affidavit filed today in court, detectives only say that Devin Spivey was developed as a suspect sometime during the investigation. They do not say how. Instead, detectives say they have linked a cell phone to Spivey that shows him not only in the vicinity of the Ruth's Chris that November night, and investigators say they can link him to the stolen white Infiniti used in the assault. Police say that Infiniti was found abandoned the very next day in Capitol Heights. Footage from surveillance cameras show a vicious attack with gunfire coming from several gunmen before they even attempted that robbery. The video shows several what appear to be young men then going through Tobias Dorzan's pockets. The affidavit says one of the suspects can be heard demanding Dorzan's watch, which is valued at $80,000. Police say the suspects also made off with $2,000 in cash and a custom-made diamond necklace valued at about $15,000. After spending several weeks recovering from gunshot wounds, News 4 profiled the celebrity chef as he went back to work at one of his restaurants last January. Now, what we know is that Spivey made his first appearance here in court. He has been ordered held without bond, and we expect that he will be.
Yo, just think about this, man. These are the stories that you don't hear. It's radio silence from the black community on this. This celebrity chef gets shot. Radio silence. Radio silence, man. I'm talking about nothing. You don't hear nothing from the community about any of this. It's literally radio silence.
Oh, the food is so good. You can tell by that plate that we are liking the bacon, shrimp, and deviled eggs.
I'm sorry, I'm getting it off my lip.
No, that's a good sign. Chef Tobias and the guys are throwing it down. He's getting
I got one more dish
round.
coming. Come on.
Oh, what is this? Oh, what's the next dish?
They're going to make me do this for breakfast?
I'll bring it over to the ladies. That looks amazing. Oh, there's some glazing going on behind us. I can see some meat, guys.
Oh.
Don't want to get in the way. Okay, let's finish up on the pan. Get over here. I didn't like it or not. I did not say that. Like myself in timeout. Go ahead. Yes, we should probably move along. Anyhow, it was a big night on the small screen at last night's Emmy Awards. But this morning we are all about the fashion. I told you. Oh, here's the meat.
What did I say? The man brings the meat.
Thank you, Chef Tobias.
Yes.
All right.
What are we working with? Did you tell us?
Just dig in. Use your hands.
So
let's.
So these here are the jerk mambo sauce chicken lollipops.
Oh, thank you so much. I was wondering where the lollipop came in.
All right, excuse me.
I
I'm
want
going
to
to
know.
Well, I actually thought you were talking about a lollipop that was flavored as.
Oh God, Jesus Christ. Pause. Wow. So this guy got fucking shot up. This black guy.
From Food Network's Tournament of Champions, where he just advanced to the next round, Tobias Dorzan is executive head chef at Huncho House, a restaurant offering intimate fine dining in Hyattsville.
All right, Tobias is live with us in the studio this morning. Tobias, thank you so much for being here.
Man, how y'all doing?
We're
Not too
good.
We've been watching you.
Yeah, man. Listen, it's been
Okay, I see what he just a regular nigga. So he probably got ties to niggas. He probably hangs around other niggas. Press one. He probably hangs around other niggas and he's in the mix with niggas. So that's probably how he ended up getting on those guys' radar. Cause he seemed like, I mean, just from experience, he seemed like a type of dude that he got chains and watches, $80,000 watch, a $15,000 chain on. When they robbed him, he seemed like he kind of like a hip hop chef. He like a hip hop chef. So this is a hip hop chef. So yeah, he's gonna he's a hip hop chef. He in the mix. He's in the mix with the brothers. He used to play football. Okay, he played football. He used to play in the NFL.
We have a positive update to share with you this morning. A chef who was shot during a robbery 2 months ago is back on the job this morning. Tobias Dorzan is a former NFL player turned celebrity chef. He was named Maryland's Chef of the Year back in 2024, but 2 months ago, Dorzan feared life as he knew it was about to change. Someone shot him during a robbery back in November. It happened while he and his girlfriend were leaving dinner on Kirkwood Place in Hyattsville. Last month, after many weeks of hard work, he was able to visit his restaurant, and now he is back on the job. He returned to his kitchen at Huncho House in Hyattsville Thursday night. Dorzan posted online, quote, "Next time somebody tells you God ain't real, show them this." We are grateful he is recovering so well. There are still no arrests in his shooting. Police tell us.
Okay, so he's from Maryland. I think he's from PG County. Okay, so he played for the Buccaneers and the Titans. Okay, he played in the NFL. He's 40. Okay, yeah. So he's from there. Okay, so he got ties to there. He just from there. So he know, he in the mix. He in the mix. So niggas like feel like he's nothing special. You know what I'm saying? He not nothing special. We can come down to Ruth Chris house in downtown DC and rob his ass. God. Shout out to Miguel Wano, man. Yeah, he was always on the Food Network channel and watched out. Yeah, salute to him, man. He from my area, man. Salute to him, man. I'd never heard of him before, but this is interesting. Okay, so now that makes sense, man. But radio silence on him getting fucking blasted and shit by some niggas.
A family grieving tonight after they say a young woman was beaten by her supervisor after showing up for work at a Hollywood convenience store last week. Jessica McLaughlin walked into work at 7-Eleven in Hollywood and was assaulted. Tonight, she's on life support at the hospital.
Her family is searching for answers in what they're calling a senseless and baseless attack as police search for her attacker. KTLA's Mary Beth McDade joins us live in Hollywood with details on this tragedy and reaction from the family. MB.
Yeah, and John, her family says that she has a big heart, loves children, and always puts family first. And now her family is preparing to say their final goodbyes on Wednesday when they take her off life support.
She's probably one of the best family members ever.
Clancy McLaughlin fights back tears as he talks about his 24-year-old daughter, Jessica, who loves children and helping others.
I used to call her my green-haired warrior because she would take homeless people food. She would take clothes to people.
He tells us Jessica's assistant manager at a Hollywood 7-Eleven, Valeria Parra, brutally beat Jessica at work last week.
Her heart stopped, so she couldn't breathe. She lost all oxygen to her brain for over 10 minutes. And she basically is declared brain dead now.
Hispanic child of immigrants beats the brakes off a fucking white girl and kills her at her job.
Clancy says the assistant manager would bully his daughter at work. And then last Tuesday, as his daughter was getting ready to leave work for the day, Valeria attacked his petite daughter.
She physically grabbed her by her hair, was swinging her around, threw her on the ground, and she sat on top of her chest while she was physically assaulting her.
When a coworker tried to help, Clancy says Valeria then went after the coworker.
And at that time, Jessica got up and she said, call 911, I can't breathe. And then she collapsed. And at that point, I understand that the assistant manager hit her one more time.
Valeria apparently then fled.
But even before that, she was trying to go back into the back office and try to delete the video of the attack.
Police tell us they responded to the scene and are continuing to search for the attacker. Meantime, the family is preparing to say their final goodbyes on Wednesday when they take Jessica off life support.
We're going to try to get everybody that we can inside the hospital where they could come at least say their last goodbyes before.
And if you know where Valeria is, you are urged to contact police. Now, a GoFundMe page has been set up.
Man. On burritos, man. Beating up white people, man. What's going on with that, man?
Tonight, a second suspect is charged in connection with a deadly shooting inside a Galleria parking garage. In fact, he's set to face a judge at any moment after turning himself in today.
Yeah, he is charged with murder in the death of a Marine veteran. Anthony Sanders was gunned down in front of his fiancée and their young child earlier this month.
Maria Aguilera is at the Harris County Criminal Justice Center. You've got new information on what?
Look at this shit, man. Look at this shit, man. Look at these stories, man. Look what happens in Black America on a daily basis. Make sure you support the channel. Light up the super chat, hit the PayPal, hit the Cash App. We're bringing you these stories, man. These stories, listen. This is sad, man. This is so sad. We desensitized to it. We desensitized to this shit, man. Black people make you desensitized to just tragedy. This is sad, man. And this happens every day, all day, in Blackistan.
Tonight, a second suspect is charged in connection with a deadly shooting inside a Galleria parking garage. In fact, he's set to face a judge at any moment after turning himself in today.
Yeah, he is charged with murder in the death of a Marine veteran. Anthony Sanders was gunned down in front of his fiancée and their young child earlier this month.
Maria Aguilera is at the Harris County Criminal Justice Center. You've got new information on what led up to the shooting. Maria?
Yeah, well, Justin Guzman, a second suspect, is expected to be in court tonight here in this building behind me for a probable cause hearing. Now, we did learn new details tonight, of course, that those details came from court documents, and tonight a judge will decide if there's enough evidence to move forward.
Tonight, a second suspect is now in custody, charged in the death of 30-year-old Anthony Sanders, a Marine veteran, father, and fiance. According to court records, 22-year-old Justin Guzman turned himself in Monday. He joins 23-year-old Marco Sinan, who was arrested last week. Sanders' parents, both retired from the Army, say their son was killed while protecting his family.
Anthony passed away protecting his son and his fiance. That's what he does.
Sanders was killed June 3rd in the orange garage at the Galleria. Court records say he was picking up his fiancée when a group of men made comments to her coming down the elevator. She told Sanders, and he drove around until he found them. Both sides exchanged words. Then as they tried to leave, the suspect stopped and Sanders got out. Guzman, who was in the front passenger seat, and Sinan in the back seat also got out. The fiancé told police Sinan tapped the crossbody bag and said, "You don't want to mess with me." Then shots were fired. Investigators say,
wow. This is a tough one because I understand why he wanted to approach those guys. And I understand why she wanted him to say something to those guys. But you would have never seen those guys a day in your life again. If you had just walked away and rode off, you would have never seen them again a day in your fucking life. Press 1. He would have never seen these guys ever again in his fucking life if he had just walked away.
Was killed June 3rd in the orange garage at the Galleria. Court records say he was picking up his fiancée when a group of men made comments to her coming down the elevator. She told Sanders, and he drove around until he found them. Both sides exchanged words. Then as they tried to leave, the suspect stopped and Sanders got out. Guzman, who was in the front passenger seat, and Sinan in the back seat also got out. The fiancé told police Sinan tapped the crossbody bag and said, "You don't want to mess with me." Then shots were fired. Investigators say bullet holes came from inside the suspect's vehicle, a black Chrysler 300. After the shooting, officers stopped that vehicle nearby. They say 2 shell casings fell from Guzman's lap, and he later told detectives Sanders had a gun, but police say they didn't find one on him. Sanders' family says they want justice for their son.
You know, as a father, this is a great loss for me and my family.
They tell me they want everyone involved arrested and charged.
Sinan's bond is set at $1 million, and Guzman's could be set tonight, and he is expected back in court on Wednesday. Live in downtown Houston, Maria Aguilera, KHOU 11 News.
Tragedy on Burritos, man. On Burritos, Brito killed that white girl at her job in California. On Burritos killed this Marine veteran in Atlanta. You on Burritos, man. We need to speed up getting rid of y'all, man. We need to speed up these deportations, man. God damn, man.
Aikiana Bowie spent her final moments on I-240, where police say she was shot and killed Saturday night.
Torn because she didn't deserve it. She didn't deserve it at all.
A place where thousands of people drive every day has turned into a scene of heartbreak once again. Erica Jordan told Fox 13 her 20-year-old niece, Aikiana Bowie, tragically lost her life in a shooting on I-240 and 385 Saturday night.
It just don't feel real.
Investigators say Bowie was dead at the scene and a man was taken to the hospital in critical condition.
So she had a sparkly personality. She just was an all-around person, a fun person to be around. We talked every day. I was like her go-to person.
Fox 13 documented there have been 25 shootings on Memphis area roads and highways so far this year. Last week, the Tennessee Highway Patrol has increased their presence, trying to curb the violence. But for Jordan, no increase in law enforcement can bring back her 20-year-old niece.
Damn, Tennessee. You always got to do something extra to curb the violence. You always got to bring out extra police and bring the sheriff's department in, special units, at the request of niggas. And then fast forward a year later, niggas gonna be complaining about some shit. It's gonna be one interaction. This is the shit I hate. So all these shootings on the highway in Memphis, these motherfuckers want more police. But you just got rid of the Scorpion Squad. Now you want more police. But these police have to be perfect. And when I say perfect, I mean perfect. If anything goes wrong, even if the suspect is dead wrong, these niggas is going to be acting like fucking sky's falling. I hate niggas. Press 1. Niggas are awful. Press 1. Support the channel too, guys. Support the channel. We need some supporters, man. We need some people to invest in the channel, to sponsor the show.
Presence trying to roads and highways so far this year. Last been 25 shootings on Memphis area roads and highways so far this year. Last week, the Tennessee Highway Patrol has increased their presence, trying to curb the violence. But for Jordan, no increase in law enforcement can bring back her 20-year-old niece, whose life was stolen far too soon.
You ain't got to worry about no worries no more. Just watch over us.
Memphis police say no arrests have been made, but the investigation continues. If you have any information, you can reach out to Crime Stoppers at 901-528-CASH. In Memphis,
Niggas are awful, man. God, dog. You niggas are awful. I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. Don't give me the line.
The fact that she survived shows how much she is willing to fight for her life and not give up.
A Mid-South woman is battling for her life tonight after being shot in Northeast Memphis. It was all in the middle of a shootout last weekend at a Mexican restaurant on North White Station Road. And tonight, for the first time, her family is speaking out against the senseless violence that impacted all of their lives. Fox 13 Sierra Jordan is live from Regional One Hospital. Sierra, you got to spend time with that family today.
They working the hell out of Sierra, man. Jesus Christ, man. Shout out to Christy, a.k.a. Michael Babe Ruth Jordan. The GOAT. Salute. Putting a hundy on it. Somebody batch Christy. Let's see if anybody can match Christy. Put a hundy on it. Or something close. Salute. Ombritos are hanging with Sons tonight, though. I gotta give Ombritos something. I guess y'all getting frisky and finicky because y'all getting deported. We getting y'all up out of here. Y'all want to leave us with a parting gift, but Ombritos have been turning up a lot lately, turning up the violence.
They tell you.
Good evening, Daryl. That's right. The cousin shared with me the victim is Jessica Miranda. She's currently in the ICU here at Regional 1 fighting to stay alive after she was hit by a stray bullet. She says Jessica was at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Just be aware of where you are, where you're at. It's a dangerous city, but
A night out turned into a nightmare. 23-year-old Jessica Miranda was sitting inside her car outside Tequila Town Bar on North White Station Road when a stray bullet ripped through her window and hit her last Sunday.
I don't know if I should cry, if I should stay still. I was just in shock. Like my mind went blank. I didn't know how to react since something this tragic had never happened to our family.
Jessica's cousin did not want to reveal her identity. Memphis police say 27-year-old Jose Montoya and his wife,
Yo, salute to this guy, man. He outkicked his coverage, man. Shout out to that dude, man, for outkicking his coverage.
Memphis police say 27-year-old Jose Montoya and his wife, 26-year-old Judith Ramirez, are charged after firing shots at a security guard who escorted them out of the restaurant for acting irate. Investigators say,
wow. I told you, man, on Burritos, man, they told him to leave. Security guard told him to leave. They licked shots at the security guard, hit that poor girl while she was sitting in her car minding her business. Burritos are turning up.
For acting irate. Investigators say the shootout was between Montoya and the guard, but the 23-year-old was caught in the crossfire and shot in the back of the head.
Nobody knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure if Jessica would have known, she wouldn't have been there. Or if anybody would have known, nobody would have been there, but it was wrong place, wrong time.
Her cousin describes her as smart, full of joy, and a constant inspiration to everyone who knows her. It's been a week since that senseless shooting changed Jessica's life. But for her family, every minute feels like forever as they wait patiently for a miracle.
Push through. You have this. God is with you. You are fighting, and you will continue to fight until everything gets better.
Now, the family needs your help during this difficult time. If you would like to donate through their GoFundMe, we do have that link on our website at fox13memphis.com. Daryl.
Fox 13 Sierra Jordan live at Regional 1 tonight. Sierra, thank you. We've got
In 1 week, a Tennessee law will change. Penalties will be increased for shoplifting crimes. And as Action News 5's Michaela Redmond explains, this could help as Memphis police search for a suspect wanted in a slew of incidents.
I was able to speak to several businesses that got hit during this round of shoplifting. Employees told me off camera it's beyond frustrating, but unfortunately it happens.
Stealing out the damn Dollar General, man. Motherfuckers stealing out of Dollar General. Why don't you make it worth it? But I guarantee you it'll go down. This will go down once you change the law. Because it ain't worth it, man. Getting little trinkets and shit out of Dollar General. If you're going to steal something, you might as well go to Nordstrom's now, man. Go to Nordstrom's or I don't know what they got, the big stores they got wherever you at, but go to a fine department store. Dillard's. Shoplift there, man. Because now they're not playing no more.
Including here at the Dollar General on James Road. According to Memphis Police Department, last Tuesday afternoon, 2 suspects walked into the store. MPD says they put several cases of Coca-Cola products inside 2 shopping carts and then walked out the front door without paying, making off with over $500 in products. The department released these pictures showing the suspects and the silver 4-door Nissan Sentra they took off in. The following day at the Cash Saver on Madison Avenue, MPD says a woman had her phone taken by a male suspect who then left the store with it. Just minutes later, MPD says the suspect transferred $850 from the victim's phone to a Cash App account. These are just 2 of 7 incidents last week that MPD posted about on social media.
Unfortunately, when businesses are impacted, they have to make very difficult decisions. And sometimes those decisions are to close a business in a community where it's very much needed. So you may be talking about a grocery store, a pharmacy.
Jonathan McGraw with the Tennessee Organized Retail Crime Alliance previously spoke with Action News 5, saying the group worked with lawmakers to expand the Organized Retail Crime Prevention Act. Starting on July 1st, offenses like removing anti-shoplifting devices, interfering with fire alarms, or using online marketplaces to sell stolen merchandise would come with increased penalties, along with everyday shoplifting.
Gone are the days where you can continually go into a business and steal, get time served, and then be out the next day to commit the same crime. We are charging individuals who are repeat shoplifters with burglary, which is a Class D felony that carries 2 to 12 years in prison.
As for the latest string of shoplifting incidents, MPD is asking anyone with information to come forward. In Memphis, Michaela Redmond, Action News 5.
And this defendant drove to Colorado to pick her up from there and bring her to Las Vegas, and had sex with her.
A man in court today accused of kidnapping a 14-year-old girl that he met on social media. And authorities say they may have actually disrupted a much larger sex trafficking network. 8 News Now reporter Joshua Peguero was in the courtroom as the accused kidnapper appeared before a judge.
Cameron Scruggs appeared in court for his first appearance. Prosecutors accused him of driving all the way to Colorado, grabbing a 14-year-old girl and bringing her back to Las Vegas, where he had sex with her.
Hello, sir. Sir, I found probable cause for your arrest.
Scruggs is accused of kidnapping the teen from Aurora, Colorado last Tuesday, sparking a search across western states involving multiple law enforcement agencies, including the FBI. Her disappearance led to a missing endangered alert.
Oh, she was a white girl. She's a white girl, man. That nigga went to Colorado, kidnapped a white girl. If this was 1890 or 1910, that nigga been strung up, man. You wouldn't have, the police wouldn't have been able to save you. Look at, they got a padlock on this shit, man. Well, a padlock, a master lock on it. That wouldn't have saved you, man. They'd have came down to the jail and got your ass, man. Press 1.
Kidnapping the teen from Aurora, Colorado last Tuesday, sparking a search across western states involving multiple law enforcement agencies, including the FBI. Her disappearance led to a missing endangered alert. Tri-County prosecutors say Scruggs was grooming the child.
She is 14 years old, 13 years old at the time the communication with this defendant started.
Scruggs and Christian Williamson were arrested on Wednesday. Williamson was arrested first in Colorado and told police Scruggs.
Now, these some fucking scraggly, fucked up looking motherfuckers, man. Both of them. They deserve each other. This motherfucker, fucking goddamn howdy doody here, and this goddamn, yo, this is the face of like pedophilia and shit, man. Look at this motherfucker right here, looking like goddamn somebody threw an Urkel doll away. Somebody threw an Urkel doll in a dumpster and shit. Somebody went in and fished it out. This motherfucker right here. God damn. Fucking weirdo. Look at these guys, man.
Scruggs and Christian Williamson were arrested on Wednesday. Williamson was arrested first in Colorado and told police Scruggs was in Las Vegas. According to court documents, the FBI conducted a traffic stop on Cameron Scruggs. When they asked him about the teen, he replied stating that she is in the apartment. The FBI went to his apartment and found her. Scruggs appeared with his court-appointed attorney, Josie Baden.
He's 25 years old, fairly limited criminal history.
On Thursday, the Aurora Police Department discussed the level of coordination between Scruggs and Williamson.
Look at that motherfucker, man. Listen, man. Jeez, man.
This could very well be part of a bigger human trafficking case. And these social media sites is where they all happen.
Police say the teen was talking to older men using sites like Discord and Reddit.
We believe that they had prior contact just online, and that through these chat rooms and different social media, they somehow came together. We don't know, again, what exactly the extent of that is, how that came together. That's all part of the investigation.
Cameron Scruggs is scheduled to return to court on July 1st. Reporting in downtown Las Vegas, Joshua Figueroa, 8 News Now.
And the judge set Cameron Scruggs' bond at $150,000. He's also facing charges in Colorado.
Man.
It was a single punch that sent a 44-year-old man to the ground, killing him. It was the result of a war of words that turned physical. Thank you for joining us. I'm Glenda Lewis.
And I'm Simon Shakette. The deadly altercation happened on a hot afternoon at a gas station on Detroit's east side.
7 News Detroit reporter Darren Cunningham is hearing from the victim's family as they wonder how an encounter between strangers could end with one of them dead.
They wondering how an encounter between strangers could end with one of them dead. Well, let me tell you, man. Yeah, man, we'll see.
Dead.
We always ended since he was a kid, we always ended our conversations with, Dad, I love you. And I always say it back to him.
Sam Sproul Sr. tells me little did he know Thursday night would be the last time he'd hear his son, Sam Sproul Jr., express those words. The next day, 2 detectives knocked on his door.
Well, to hear that my son had been murdered, it was a shock.
According to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office, Sproul and another man got into an argument at this gas station on Detroit's east side. That man seen here during his video arraignment.
Shocking, right? Shocking. Shocking. Totally shocking. Shocking. Sammy the Bull says, if my wife told me some motherfucker said some shit to her, I'll just show her this episode of Our Nation as we drive home. Yeah, definitely, man. Listen, definitely. All these are teachable moments, man. All these are teachable moments, man. Take it with you, man, into the world, man. If that guy in that previous story, that Marine, had not driven around, because remember, the story said he drove around looking for them. So he hunted the guys down and then got into a confrontation with him and got himself killed. If he had just been like, "Oh, baby, don't worry about it. Fuck them dudes, man. Don't worry about it, man. Let's get out of here," and went home, odds are, for those of us who live in big cities and even medium-sized cities, odds are you would have never seen those guys again in your fucking life. Same thing here. Whatever incident he got in with this African mongrel, this goddamn brute here, if that guy would have let it go, he would have probably never seen this fucking primordial, prehistoric relic of a fucking Homo sapien ever again in his fucking life either. Press 1.
Next day, 2 detectives knocked on his door.
Well, to hear that my son had been murdered, it was a shock.
According to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office, Sproul and another man got into an argument at this gas station on Detroit's east side. That man, seen here during his video arraignment Tuesday, 26-year-old Rayshawn Barber started to walk away and then allegedly sucker punched Sproul. Sproul fell and hit his head on the ground. Sadly, he died from his injuries.
After the defendant had hit the complainant, he said, "I told you to shut up talking to me." And I also noted in the IR, he returned the gas station and saw the complainant not moving, but he did nothing to aid the complainant.
Think about, why would someone want to take someone else's life? You know, what could he have done? What could my son have possibly done to him to warrant my...
Now, here's a little, let's keep it real. That guy wasn't trying to kill your son. He was just he just wanted to punch him. If he wanted to kill him, he would have killed him. Sons are very good at killing. Sons are very good at killing. If this guy wanted to kill your son, he would have done something else. He just punched him. He didn't know he was going to kill him. This is manslaughter. This is not murder.
Shut up talking to me. And I also noted in the IR, he returned the gas station and saw the complainant not moving, but he did nothing to aid the complainant.
Think about, why would someone want to take someone else's life? You know, what could he have done? What could my son have possibly done to him to warrant my son losing his life?
The prosecutor says Barber has a history of assault and also home invasion. He's now charged with involuntary manslaughter and, if convicted, could spend 15 years in prison.
You have to deal with the consequence, whatever the law, says.
It just so happens Sam Sproul Sr. has dedicated decades of his life to prison ministry.
And I thought, man, how could this happen to me? I'm a giver. I'm going to help guys get ready to come back to our community so they can be accepted and be productive citizens once again. Why would someone want to take my son's life, my only son?
His only son and his namesake, Sam Jr., was a founding partner of Queen's Bar in downtown Detroit.
He wanted to help somebody. He wanted to give. He never knew how to say no. If you needed something, he would give it to you.
As the family prepares to say their final goodbyes, Sproul says he finds himself daydreaming, reminiscing about the good times.
I'm thinking about times I even changed his diapers, and when he first started doing karate, it hurts. And, like I said, not to hear my son's voice again.
Barber is due back in court later this month.
Wow.
On the east side, Darren Cunningham, 7 News Detroit.
Detroit woman accused of shooting at a repo man, only to be shot herself by police, is also headed to trial.
38-year-old Shaquanda Tankersley was in court today for a preliminary.
38 years old Shaquanda Tankersley. That's a beat. Yo, that's the most befitting name we've seen so far tonight. Shaquanda Tankersley.
Headed to trial.
38-year-old Shaquanda Tankersley was in court today for a preliminary exam, and the repossession agent took the stand and testified about what happened. Fox 2's Scott Wolchak with more from the courtroom.
He was trying to kill me. This repo man feels lucky to be alive. A bullet whizzed through his hair and several burst through the back of his truck on June 12th. 38-year-old Shaquanda Tankersley is accused of pulling the trigger when she saw the man repossessing her vehicle on Nottingham Road on Detroit's east side.
I noticed a woman coming down the street as I was strapping the vehicle, and I noticed cops coming down the street as she was yelling, he stole my vehicle, get him.
He says Tankersley yelled that to the nearby Detroit police officers and then says she began firing at least 3 to 4 shots at him. That's when DPD fired at her, ending the confrontation.
Once she started shooting.
What the fuck? I know that this gotta be, this can't be real. This can't be really what happened.
On the street as she was yelling, he stole my vehicle, get him.
He says Tankersley yelled that to the nearby Detroit police officers and then says she began firing at least 3 to 4 shots at him. That's when DPD fired at her, ending the confrontation.
Once she started shooting, I was jumping in the truck and taking off. So I don't know if she went right, left, she kept coming at me.
Were you in a position to determine where she was aiming, if at all?
I know she hit her vehicle and the back window of the truck.
Tankersley in court in a sling with gauze on her back. She's charged with assault with intent to murder and felony firearm. The officer involved shooting still under review by state police and DPD.
What were you thinking when she began firing at you?
Just trying to get away.
The court found enough evidence to bind Tankersley over to circuit court. They additionally added on 4 more charges, including 2 assault charges and 2 weapons felonies. Her next court date is set for July 15th. We'll let you know what happens. Reporting in Detroit, Scott Walchek, Fox.
That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy, man.
Well, this case has really shaken Milwaukee. Tonight, new video shows the suspect accused of killing Officer Corder walking around with a firearm before the shooting at the intersection of 25th and Garfield last Thursday.
Fox 6's Bria Jones joins us live outside of District 2, where a memorial for Corder is growing. But Bria, this video that you got a hold of, it is really chilling to watch. Walk us through what you found.
It is really something to see, Ben. This video, as prosecutors say, led to that fatal shooting. This is what they say happened before. Investigators say that 2 groups of women have actually been fighting over the suspect, Tremaine Jones, amid cheating allegations. This is a beef that neighbors tell me that has been ongoing.
Talk about, man. Talk about, man. This little fucking nappy-headed freak that shot this cop got a bunch of black women fighting over him. No way, man.
Memorial for Corder is growing. But Bria, this video that you got a hold of, it is really chilling to watch. Walk us through what you found.
It is really something to see, Ben. This video, as prosecutors say, led to that fatal shooting. This is what they say happened before. Investigators say that 2 groups of women have actually been fighting over the suspect, Tremaine Jones, amid cheating allegations. This is a beef that neighbors tell me that has been ongoing.
New video obtained by Fox 6 appears to show 22-year-old Tremaine Jones with a large firearm yelling at the intersection of 25th and Garfield.
Looking at my car, and he had a gun waving it. And he's like, I know y'all didn't call nobody over here for me because I'll kill them too.
Neighbors say this was captured shortly before he's accused of firing the fatal shots that killed Milwaukee police officer Kendall Corder and injured his partner, Christopher McRae. This woman doesn't want to show her face in fear of retaliation. She says she's one of the people that called 911.
When I got inside, I seen him saying that in 3 minutes, if they don't send the guy out, that he was going to switch cheese the whole building.
According to the criminal complaint, 2 groups of women have been fighting over Jones and cheating allegations. Prosecutors say the mother of his child lived in this apartment complex. She told them there was also a fight the day before. We went to her home, but no one answered. A nearby surveillance camera capturing some of the altercation.
Some people are trying to kill each other out here. And I'm talking about like bottles, busting each other's heads, cutting each other, bear macing each other.
2 other people have also been charged in connection with the shooting. 19-year-old Jamila Kittler is accused of hiding Jones in her home where he was later arrested. Detectives say he also asked her to retrieve his.
It feel good to be a nigga. That's the nigga that all the sisters fighting over, man. It's good to be a nigga, man. I tell you, man. It feels good to see people up on it. And listen, I ain't talking about these guys, I don't want like talking about dudes appearances and shit. But it is what it is, man.
He also asked her to retrieve his items left at the scene. We stopped by, but no one would come to the door. And also in custody, 22-year-old Bryshawn Tyler, who investigators say shot at Jones from the apartment building.
I just cried because I called them to protect us, not knowing that one would die behind it.
Back out here live outside of District 2, this is the growing memorial for Officer Corder. This is the first time since about 7:30 that we have actually seen this memorial quiet, because there has just been a constant flow of people coming out. Jake, if you pan over, you can see there's artwork. We saw drawings. There are balloons. There are so many flowers laid on top of this cruiser, as again, we have seen a constant non-stop flow of people just for the last few hours, making sure that they come out and they honor this fallen hero. Now reporting live in Milwaukee, Bria Jones, Fox 6 News.
Another emotional day here, and that's incredible video.
Yo.
Hands on Bria, thanks.
Bria in Milwaukee doing big things.
Bria doing big things wherever she at, man.
Right. Yo, I came across my high school transcript, right? And I was kicking it. It's ugly,
Grade?
Yeah,
You
I'm looking at
make
my
good grade?
You said what?
You make good grades?
Hell no. I'm looking at my the transcript, man. I was kicking it. I wasn't doing shit. But
Wow.
you know why though? To be honest, when I was a kid, right? I found out later on that I found out about GPAs. And all I knew before was if you get a D, you get a credit. So I figured as long as I got a D and I got a credit, I found
Wow.
out later about GPA, you know?
Wow.
But you gotta understand that the school I went to was rough. Like they were just glad you showed up.
Right. Definitely.
You know?
Definitely. Trust me, I know. I would hate to look at my GP. I'm trying to forget about that shit, man.
And we begin with breaking news in southern Dallas, where a cookie store's owner was shot and killed inside the Shops at Redbird.
It happened in the past 6 hours, and we just learned the victim had a restraining order against the suspect.
Right now, Matt Howerton's working to learn more about the victim, why the suspect opened fire, and whether the mall will reopen tomorrow.
It's unbelievable to me, to be honest with you.
Brandon Lofton came to the Shops at Redbird Tuesday to grab a few things. Instead, he learned someone he knew had been killed inside.
Many times I've been here, he's always been a good gentleman.
In a mall that's weather changed, cookies and smoothies has become a place of consistency here.
Very polite, good customer service.
But Tuesday afternoon, that was shattered.
He was a super good guy, and our hearts really go out to his entire family.
Peter Brodsky, the owner of the sprawling mall space, confirming to WFAA the owner of the sweet shop was shot and killed at his business by a woman inside. Police sources telling us the shop owner had a restraining order on the female suspect. They got into an argument. Then she pulled out a gun and shot him, they say. She took off, later turning herself into Arlington PD. The name of the shop owner, who is beloved, and the suspect have yet to be released. This incident not just being felt here in this community, but along the halls of Congress, too. Democratic U.S. Representative Jasmine Crockett posting on X.
Jasmine Crockett. Okay. Salute to her for speaking out on an incident of, I presume, is black on black violence, man.
Devastated to learn about the shooting at the Shops at Redbird. My heart is with the loved ones of the victim, and I'm grateful to law enforcement for acting quickly. Police not revealing a motive yet, but they did say the victim and suspect knew each other because this was an isolated act, not a random one. Brodsky says security at the mall won't see sweeping changes. Still, it's a tough setback in Redbird's return to shine.
I mean, this is getting ridiculous, even in this small community that's trying to rebuild itself and grow forward.
Growth that will carry on without a familiar face everyone knew. In Dallas, I'm Matt Howerton.
Matt alluded to that. The Shops at Redbird has been a major anchor in that area and the source of a lot of its recent growth. Developers work to bring a mixed-use project to the area and rebrand the mall. The community has added health clinics and affordable apartments over the past few years, along with the Dallas Entrepreneur Center's Innovation Center.
Wow. Motherfucker. Oh, wow. Look at this beauty right here, man. Look at this beauty.
Three
right
men
here.
charged in connection with the suspected murder of a Metro Atlanta woman was just released on bond. Atlanta News First Bridget Spencer is live from the Fulton County Courthouse tonight. Bridget, you spoke with this mother, so how does she feel about all this?
Well, Blair, to put it plainly, she is furious. Now, one of the reasons that the bond was granted for that suspect, according to court documents, he had to attend his father's funeral. And that's something Alani Lenore's mother says she still hasn't been able to do herself.
It's just a very unnatural thing for a parent to lose their child.
Jeanette Jackson lost her daughter, Alani Lenore, in July of 2022. But that pain still feels like it was yesterday.
It's super, super important for people to understand that I don't have my daughter. The same question I had 1,067 days ago is, where is Alani?
Her body still hasn't been found. Police say Lenore disappeared nearly 3 years ago on July 31st when she showed up to a Midtown apartment complex to visit a friend. Police believe these suspects, Stephen Aboite, Deontay Reynolds, and Nicholas Hendrickson, were somehow involved in her disappearance.
They suspect that she went to the apartment, they gave her some kind of drug, and she overdosed, and then they tried to hide it.
Court records show that Hendrickson was granted bond. He's not accused of killing her, but faces other related charges, including tampering with evidence and concealing a death.
That's one ugly ass nigga. God, dog. Why everybody ugly tonight, man? We usually don't have that, man. This is a night for ugly criminals, man. That nigga ugly, man. Jeez. Christy Webster. How many days you miss, Wicked? How many days did you miss at school, Wicked? A year?
I think it was like 14 on average, maybe 14, 16. Is that a lot or no?
Nah, I mean, I missed a lot of days during the NCAA tournament, but the rest of the year I went to school.
You know what, man?
I'll be
You said
watching
what?
the tournament. I said I'll be home watching the NCAA tournament.
You know what, man? But I never did make it to first period though.
Chronically late.
Because again, man, I learned that as long as you show up to division, they mark you present. You know what I mean?
Yeah, lateness is a big deal in my day. In my day, you got trouble for being late a lot. I mean, and you had to pass. Like passing, like a D was like failing. You know, D's was.
So what did you have to get?
So 90 to 100 was an A, 80 to 90 is 80 to 89 was a B, 70 to 79 was a C, 60 to 69 was a D.
But what was passing a C?
Below 60. No, I mean you could pass with a D, don't get me wrong, but it just was like, you know what I'm saying? It's still you still fucking fail.
Did you went to private school?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, shit, yeah.
Yo, Jackson feels granting.
But I liked my high school, man. I feel like it made me who I am today, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, you know, being around those sons, man, prepared you for your career, man.
Man, them on Beatles too, man. I mean, like I said, look, put it like this: I had good friends that were gunned down, and I had good friends that gunned people down. I mean, but that's life, though, you know. That's life, and that's the America I know.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely, man. Everything in the past, man. One day when you get older, you still young, man. When you get older, man, you're gonna realize everything in the past prepared you for the future, and that
right.
You your journey, man, the walk you take through this life, man, is it's a motherfucker, but
Yeah, for sure.
always people that got it worse than you. Always they got it way worse than you, Jack. And yeah.
You know, I used to say I used to say that I wanted my kids to go to a rough school like that, right? But as I got older, hell no. Why would I want that for my kids?
Yeah,
You know?
it's a lot of things that you had to go through. Yeah, like it's like I don't corporally punish my kids, right? I don't beat my kids. I let I let my kids watch TV and shit, stay up late and shit and all that stuff. You know, and you know, when I was a kid, man, my mom, like if I talk back to my mom, I could be in trouble for weeks, you know what I'm saying? Or if I disrespected her or something, the things my daughter does, I never did, and I still was always in trouble.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I never talked to my mom like the way my daughter talked to me, man. You know what I'm saying? Not saying she disrespectful, but she's going through a stage right now where she just she getting spicy and shit.
Yeah, you know, it's pretty cool to see the kids grow up and, you know, their different personalities and coming into their own. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Like I said before, right? You know, I strongly recommend fatherhood, but I wouldn't wish marriage on my worst enemy, you know?
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, Jack. I'm telling you, man. But you know what? The thing about marriage, though, is that it keep you out of trouble, right? Like, there's nothing out there for you, right? It's not like when you get married, you do realize that there really ain't nothing out there for you.
Nah, it's too much shit going on, and you know, God forbid I get hurt or I hurt somebody. You know what I mean? That's how I see it anyway.
Yeah, even chicks though, even women, like when you realize that, like any woman you see in the world, she's gonna, you know, once you fucking get a relationship with her, she's gonna act like your wife. It's like, yo, fuck, I don't want that shit.
Yeah, and man, it's all trouble, man. They're trouble, man. At least for me, my experience, they could be trouble, man. Like, it's just complicated. Like, people are.
Oh yeah, let me ask you a question about that earlier video we did. Hold on, hold on. Let me.
Bond was not the right choice.
He can make my daughter disappear. He can make himself disappear. He can make others disappear. So I'm very, very concerned for my safety, for the safety of the community.
In a statement, the Fulton County District Attorney's Office says, in part, the bond includes strict conditions about electronic monitoring and home confinement. The court did not hold a hearing on the bond.
Why would you give somebody a bond if they're implicated in the disappearance of somebody, when now they can just go move the body or destroy evidence?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
there should be more accountability for judges, man. I mean, when it gets this reckless, there has to be some kind of accountability.
Yeah, but you know, things are changing because I see the Supreme Court, what they did the other day. I think accountability is coming for these judges.
Is upset about the pace of how the justice system is moving. But ultimately, she
look at these niggas. These niggas, man. God, dog.
You said it was ugly night?
God, oh, shit. Shout out to Eric S., man. Ock Nation Hall of Famer coming through once again, man. He says, happy Black History Month. Jeez. Man, oh man.
July feels like Ladder Month.
I'm telling you.
But ultimately, she wants to get that justice and also keep Alani's name alive.
To say that I miss her is
That beautiful ass woman. What the hell was you doing dealing with these two fucking apes, man? But I get it, because I look like that, man. That's how I look, man, sometimes, man. In somebody's eyes, I might look like that, man.
The system is moving, but ultimately she wants to get that justice and also keep Alani's name alive.
to say that I miss her is it's not enough. But she was an amazing human.
And those other two suspects remain in jail. No trial date has been set as of yet. This is a developing story. It's a case that we will continue to follow and bring you more updates as we get more.
Hold on, I want to show you this.
Yeah.
Show you this video. Hold on.
Yo, but don't get me wrong, Nation. I'm happily married sometimes.
Where's this? Wow. Okay.
What's an Umbrito one or something?
Tonight, a second suspect is charged in connection with a deadly shooting inside a Galleria parking garage. In fact, he's set to face a judge at any moment after turning himself in today.
Yeah, he is charged with murder in the death of a Marine veteran. Anthony Sanders was gunned down in front of his fiancée and their young child earlier this month.
Maria Aguilera is at the Harris County Criminal Justice Center. You've got new information on what led up to the shooting. Maria?
Yeah, well, Justin Guzman, a second suspect, is expected to be in court tonight here in this building behind me for a probable cause hearing. Now, we did learn new details tonight, of course, that those details came from court documents, and tonight a judge will decide if there's enough evidence to move forward. Tonight, a second suspect is now in custody, charged in the death of 30-year-old Anthony Sanders, a Marine veteran, father, and fiance. According to court records, 22-year-old Justin Guzman turned himself in Monday. He joins 23-year-old Marco Sinan, who was arrested last week. Sanders' parents, both retired from the Army, say their son was killed while protecting his family.
Anthony passed away protecting his son and his fiance. That's what he does.
Sanders was killed June 3rd in the orange garage at the Galleria. Court records say he was picking up his fiancée when a group of men made comments to her coming down the elevator. She told Sanders, and he drove around until he found them. Both sides exchanged words. Then as they tried to leave, the suspect stopped and Sanders got out. Guzman, who was in the front passenger seat, and Sinan in the back seat also got out. The fiancé told police Sinan tapped the crossbody bag and said, "You don't want to mess with me." Then shots were fired. Investigators say bullet holes came from inside the suspect's vehicle.
So he was somewhere with his girl. She picking her up. As she was coming to the car at some point, some Latinx teens, said some stuff to her that she didn't like, or catcalled her, or whatever, you know what I mean? And when she got to the car, she told her husband, and he drove around looking for them in the parking deck, and he found them and confronted them, and then ended up getting killed.
Man, it was a Umbrito and son kid?
2 Umbritos.
So what, we're on the board or what? What's the score now?
Oh man, it's getting closer. Would you have done that?
It depends. I mean, did the victim, what did he do? Did he imply he had a weapon? Did he imply he was gonna hurt them?
Would you if you were somewhere and your wife, to pick your wife up, and she gets to the car and she's like, "Yo, some little young fuckers, shitheads, said some like rude stuff to me, or some lewd stuff to me, like back there in the parking deck while I was walking to the car," would you go look for them?
You know what? I don't think so, but it would have to be egregious for me to want to do that. What about you?
Well, I mean, you don't know what egregious is. You're relying on what she tells you. It's all depending on how she feel about it. Like some women saying nice ass is egregious.
Yeah.
Some women saying nice ass is nothing. Like, I mean,
yeah, I mean, nice ass, nah, probably not. I probably wouldn't for I will be the judge of it, right? So for me, like for me to want to do that, it would have to be something where maybe they touched her, or they physically intimidated her. But as far as like hollering, I mean, what are you gonna do? What about you?
You know, I said this, that if he had just said, you know what, baby, fuck them dudes, you know, and then they just left the parking deck and just went home, it's a possibility he would have never seen them again in his entire life.
Yeah. Where is this at again?
I think it's Atlanta. No, Houston.
Oh, Houston, man.
And he hadn't seen them yet because he had to go look for them.
Right. I wonder. She got to feel like shit about it, right? Because to whatever degree.
I mean, who knows though? You never know though. You never know, man. Like
what? She moved on already.
No, but I mean, people are strange. But yeah, you would think that she would feel terrible about it, but you never know. You never know, man. Women not really good with accountability, man. So it's like she might feel bad that her husband's dead and mad at the guys for killing him, but she might not be willing to accept that
it's somewhat her fault.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? I put blame on the offenders at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, me too. But
they make a nice couple. They look like they were happy, at least in the pictures, you know?
Yeah. Shout out to Couch Merlot, man. Salute up. Here's something so you can buy tonight's perps. Flip-flops, no shoes.
What's he talking about?
I think for the jail, for when they're in jail, I guess.
Yeah, that one was crazy, man. Wow. But you know, again, I always got my pistol on me. You know, like I said.
Right, but that doesn't make the situation any better because I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? You may have to kill somebody,
and that's not good. That's not a good day, right?
That's not a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you go hunt them down, like in this case, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the way it works for over here in Kent Fox County, they look at your background, and if you don't have a background, they fuck you. And if you have a CVS receipt, rap sheet, you're good.
Yeah, it's funny how it works out, man. That's crazy.
What's up with that? Look at the umbrella right there, the drunk driver.
Yeah, both these hombres killed drunk drivers, man.
What the hell?
Both of them killed people driving.
Look, man, behavior patterns.
Man. Fucking, that they call DNA, man.
Right.
Yeah, y'all don't process liquor the same way everybody else does.
You know, I was reading a book earlier today about the Aztecs and how I mean, long story short, alcohol, right? And I always heard growing up that the natives never got drunk, right? Supposedly, which obviously we don't believe, right? But they always pointed to the fact that you know, the Aztecs apparently had laws against being drunk. So if they don't drink, why do you need a law against getting drunk?
Right.
That's probably an issue.
Definitely an issue, man.
If they made a law against it, right?
Yeah, man. If y'all use hand sanitizer, y'all get drunk.
You know what? But keeping it real though, we do drink a lot of alcohol. Like we're not necessarily lightweights. Like we drink a lot of alcohol and we do get drunk. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like they're necessarily lightweights.
They're
just abusing the fuck out of it.
This is WNCT 9 News at 6. And good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us here at 6. I'm Ken Watlington.
And I'm Erin Jenkins. First at 6, a Greenville street is still blocked off tonight while police continue to investigate a deadly shooting.
The Greenville Police Department says they received reports around 1:15 of a shooting in the 300 block of Conley Street. That's near the Greenville Cultural and Recreational Center. Now, on your sides, Davis Supas joined us live from police headquarters downtown. Davis, what do we know about the investigation so far?
Ken, Aaron, the Greenville Police Department originally detained 4 people when they first arrived on scene. They were clearing out and searching nearby all afternoon after that shooting, and as recently as 3 p.m., they detained more people who they discovered hiding in one of the nearby houses. Greenville Police Department Public Information Officer Kristen Hunter telling us no officers or any bystanders were injured during or after the shooting. At this time, GPD has not released the name of the victim or any suspects and have not confirmed if suspects are in custody.
Look at that presence. Look at all that. That's what these hunters, probably like somebody shot somebody over like some stupid shit or some regular sunward, situation.
Just another day in this thing. I've seen shit like this. It always fucks me up when I hear some people say they don't put money in the stain.
Telling
they
you,
put
man.
nothing but money in there.
Look at a fire truck, fucking like special tactical units. Fucking I don't know. This look like a
SWAT van or something.
Yeah, fucking all types of
all the squad cars. The gas to get there. All the gas to gas. All those cars.
I'm telling you,
they probably had the helicopter in the air. Not to mention that the person that passed, they probably rushed him to the hospital. Still pumped, try to like.
Oh yeah. Blood, like like all the people, like the bags of blood at the hospital, they probably used 20 bags of blood trying to save his head.
Right.
He's still
and it's just a regular occurrence, right?
Yeah.
So that's why, like, again, when you hear like some people talking about the nonsense, it's like, how do you fix your fucking face to say that? The gall.
Telling you, man. Salute to my man Deluxe 247, aka Cal Ripken, aka the real MVP, coming through once again.
There's a crazy ass super chat. I don't know if you saw it yet. I want to know the answer to that question though.
Salute to Big Larry. Big Larry's in the building, man. D from Boston says, "Did you cover the son man killing his uncle over a honey bun?"
Did you do that one?
Hell no, I didn't know nothing about that, man.
Honey bun.
Killed his uncle over honey bun. Shit.
But I mean, look, again, we always gotta clarify. It's not about the honey bun necessarily.
Right.
It could be though. It could be about the honey bun too, though.
It could be. But yeah, wow, it's deep like that, man. It could be over the honey bun or it could not be. Wow.
That's the straw that broke the camel's back.
Let me show you. Let me see this shit, man. Jesus Christ. Sorry, we're gonna have to leave this story, man.
Like imagine like waking up, like going to bed that night, waking up the next morning after you did that.
In
like,
prison?
In prison, right? Knowing that, man.
Or the jail, yeah. Waking up in jail, like you
Thinking about it.
The regret, man. I regret things, I regret things way less than that. You know what I'm saying? We all have regrets. So that would be a huge regret, man. That's him right there.
That's a big one. That's a big mistake right there.
Yeah, that's him right there, though. 29-year-old Mike from Georgia had his honey bun in the refrigerator, saving it for later.
Wait, what's his name again?
Mike.
Didn't give us the last name. So do we think that he's FBA or is he not FBA?
He looks FBA.
I'm gonna go FBA, right?
When he went to get it, he noticed it was gone. An argument broke out in the home after he found out that his uncle ate his honey bun. Mike shot his uncle 4 times. He was arrested and charged with murder.
Damn. Now, all right, we talk about this son, man, right? But think about the uncle when he started getting shot. Like, you killing me over the honey bun, bro?
Right. Especially shot him 4 times. Like, yeah, I did. Like, he was that motherfucker. Listen, the disrespect he probably got on the street, it was probably, let me tell you how it works sometimes from a son man, right? So son man, he probably on the street. You know how it is on the street in the blacks there, and it's rough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Motherfuckers play with you. Somebody gonna play with you. Somebody gonna you over shit like that, right? So it's probably with somebody on the street that was, fucking him over or treating him bad. And that energy from that situation, he probably brought into, this encounter. So like, say it's somebody who robbed him, or some niggas that just playing with him. You know what I'm saying? You got a mean echo. And now you in the house and shit. And you like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody, this my honey bun. This is my possession. This is another possession I have. And then boom, it's gone. And now you mad because now it's like, okay, somebody playing with me again. Even though this is minuscule compared to the niggas on the street that's fucking with you or whatever, or whatever situation you into on the street. But it's a microcosm of it. And you not scared of your uncle. Your uncle ain't gonna bust back. And you know how some men are predators, right? So some men are predators, so they prey on the weak. So I could see how some man could get into this situation like, yo, like this is somebody that's not gonna, you know what I'm saying,
hurt
me down and shit. Yeah. And he probably had aggression towards him, but he probably wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna kill him. He probably was gonna like, yo, I'm gonna whoever fuck stole my motherfucking honey bun, yada yada yada, and then brought that aggression into the incident. Because I'm telling you, a lot of sons, this is what everybody don't understand. Sons got a lot of fucking trauma and PTSD from dealing with other sons. Dealing with other sons, it leaves you like you're constantly in a state where you've had a bad interaction with somebody, or you've been disrespected by somebody, especially if you're immersed in son situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you like sons they just horrible, right? So you bring that into the house, you bring that to your job, you bring that to the gas station. You know what I'm saying? And you pull in the gas station, another guy pull in at the same time. He pulls into the pump. You thought it was your pump. And now everything from the street, everything from 6th grade, everything from high school, you take out on that guy. You know what I'm saying? And you go to prison for the rest of your life.
Man, I'm just thinking about like the family, right? Like say like you're related to them and this happens, right? Like us talking, right? Like, did you hear what Mary's kid did or cousin Mike did? It's kind of hard to put into words. It's incredible. I wonder what kind of honey bun it was.
Well, I mean, there's only one kind of honey bun, right?
No, there's a couple. There's the ones that got the frost on them too, right?
Nah, sons just like the regular honey bun.
Oh, this one right here? You think it was this one right here for sure?
I think it's the one, the white one. Pause with the thick white glaze.
Yeah, with the frost.
Yeah, the frost on it. Yeah, I think it was that one. Because this one right here, this is just an ass whooping right here. You just whoop somebody's ass with this one. the one with the frost on it. That's that. Yeah, you kill somebody over that one. Jeez, Mike, man. God damn.
Man, I would love to hear Mike tell it. Mike could tell. Mike probably thinks it was his uncle's fault. If that bitch ass told me he took
definitely.
my shit,
Probably 1,000% might think is man. If that nigga made me kill his ass, man. So I told his ass stop eating my motherfucking food, man.
Right now, a 29-year-old man is behind bars accused of killing his uncle over a pastry. So this is the breaking news at 11 Alive, first brought to you last Thursday.
Look at that
DeKalb
again.
County
Look at all that fucking goddamn resources, man.
police swarmed a home on Loveless Drive in Ellenwood. Now, a new arrest report shows that Michael Crowley shot his uncle, 48-year-old Roderick Crowley, because he ate his honey bun. The warrant says that Michael called 911 and told police what he did. When officers got there, they say they found him in the woods nearby and took him into custody, charging him with malice murder. Right now, a 29-year-old man is behind bars.
Man, it's hard to process, man. Like, we could spin a wheel, right, of like different news stories, but odds are very high that it's gonna always be a son offender. Like, could a glider do this? Yeah, for sure. I think they could, but just the likelihood of it compared to sons, it's like incredible.
Can you do me a favor and just shut the car off for me?
What happened, sir?
Huh? Well, I smell marijuana, and you don't have a card, so I'm not. Listen. I'm not concerned with some personal use stuff, man. It doesn't even warrant my time. All right. Would you mind shutting the car off, please? Huh?
I'm smoking a black
Just, I understand. Just shut the car off for me, please. Okay? All right. 2513, somehow. Step them up, please. It's no big deal. I mean, I'm not.
You gonna tell me from a glassing to marijuana, bro?
Listen. Do me a favor. Do me a favor. I'm telling you right now. Stop. Put it in park. Put your hands up. Put your freaking hands up. Let me know you're just trying to take off with me. Step them up now. Sir, I'm telling you. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. I swear to God. Put your hands up. You put it in park. Sir.
I mean, the police officer, I don't have enough context, so we don't know what happened before.
It looks like the cop was reacting to the guy putting it in gear, right?
Yeah, exactly. But him putting it in gear, are you told to hold on to the car?
You know, I'm pretty sure they're not told to. I can't imagine they're told to hold on to the car. You know?
Yeah, that's
ain't no way. I've never seen that training.
I mean, I get it. I mean, I don't know what he was like, what he could have done differently, but it seemed like it makes the cop look bad.
I understand. Just shut the car off for me, please. Okay? All right. 2513, somehow. Step them up, please.
So he told the cop, the dispatcher to step up the other
back
units.
up.
Get him here quick.
But I mean, him holding on, I mean, shit happens fast, right? Now.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, he had enough time to back up. Like, you don't gotta, he's gonna take off. Take a step back, man.
Now they may be on the highway and there may be cars behind them, but still take a step to the left, to the right, or you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's no big deal. I mean,
but you know what?
Hey.
Look at this, right? Some people will look at this interaction, right, where the cop is like pointing his gun and they're interacting with each other, and would look and think the cop is in the wrong.
It does look like that. It does appear that way.
The one that's in the wrong here is 110% the Sunman. Follow directions.
Yeah, but there's a baseline that we have. We know Son's not going to follow directions.
Yeah, but even with that said, though, I mean, we understand that here. But even with that said, they're in a country where.
But hold on, listen. He's telling him to put the car in park and put his hands up. So if he reaches down to put the car in park, that was kind of confusing commands.
You know what? Maybe I think it's pretty straightforward, right? The point is, put the car in park at the end of the day. That's because the whole issue stems from you not putting the car in park. That's where we're at right now.
Exactly.
And I know that there's some man here. I'm gonna keep it real with you. He looks fucking dumb, but he's not that dumb.
No.
Marijuana, bro.
Listen. Do me a favor. I'm telling you right now. Stop.
Man.
Put it.
Yeah, like right there, like.
Yeah, Sons will look at this and be like, the cop is wrong. But again,
without
it's
doubt,
the Sunman that's wrong.
Well, now here's the thing: the injuries that cop got, getting thrown off that and tumbling and shit, he probably got fucked up.
Right.
Just a lot there, man.
And that Sunman is out the next day neglecting his kids.
I'm gonna give you about I'll make this real smooth. I got a gas cam going. I'm gonna give you about 0.2 seconds to explain to me what you pulled me over for, because I have not committed any traffic violations.
The tag. You can't have that design.
Yes, sir, you can't. I'm a third-year law student. This is not something you want to do.
Let me see
you
your
can see my
driver's
shirt.
license, please.
Okay. What is the? First of all, that's not. Get your watch coming out here now.
Hillsborough 2 Delta.
Now.
Can I get a 1094?
Let me call your sheriff, just so you know.
Don't call the sheriff.
I will right now.
Don't call the sheriff.
In case you can see my shirt.
Can I see your driver's license?
What's your lawful command to pull me over?
316-605.
Foot statute. Okay. Let me get your watch coming out here now. Get your watch coming out here now. And that body camera.
Let me see your driver's license.
You will not. Okay.
Let me see your driver's license.
Okay.
2 Delta 15. Can I have
Get your watch commander out here now.
Get out of the car.
You will
give
not.
me your driver's license.
Okay.
Give me your driver's license now.
Okay.
Give me your driver's license.
You have no lawful reason to open this door.
Driver's license now.
You have no lawful reason to open this door.
Driver's license
Back
now.
the hell up now.
Driver's license
this
now.
body camera is going.
Driver's license now.
This is what I'm going to do before I pull it out.
10-4. Driver's license now.
Get them on the phone. Get your watch commander out here now.
Give me your driver's license now.
Get your watch commander out here now.
Give me your driver's license now.
You will not take it.
Give me your driver's license.
Baby, I'm being...
Stop. Give me your driver's license.
I had officers trying
Give
to
me your
grab my
driver's
arm.
license now.
Okay.
Give me your license.
He has a weapon pointed at me.
Unbuckle your seatbelt with your right hand now.
Get your watch commander out here now.
Unbuckle your seatbelt.
Is that a female cop?
No, that was
I'll make this real smooth.
They make something out of nothing, man.
Yeah.
They know how to make something out of nothing, man. Jesus
I mean, look, every time we see these interactions, right, I just can't help but think we had to hear some people are complaining, crying that cops are just gunning them down and they're terrified of them.
Yeah.
I can't tell.
I cannot tell that you're scared of cops. I mean, it's look at this shit.
How you doing, man? Too late.
No, sir.
Stop. Don't make it worse than it already is, ma'am.
How did she get away from him? He doesn't want to grab her because she's a woman, right?
I mean, it looks like he doesn't want to get accused of being a white supremacist.
Okay.
Please, sir. Please, sir. Please, sir. Please, sir. Please.
Metro, she's running from me. Start them quick. She's in the store still. back in the parking lot, still running.
Get away from me! Get away from me!
You catching more charges, man.
Get away from me! Get away from me!
You catching more charges.
Get away from me! I can't go to jail. I can't go to jail. I can't go to jail.
Bitch, you is.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yo, that cop
How you doing,
tripping
man?
letting her get back in that car. I think about how dangerous that is. Her getting back in
I'm
that car.
telling
What if she
you,
got a
man.
pistol in there?
I can't go to jail. Get away from me!
You catching more charges.
Get away from me! I can't go to jail. I can't go to jail. I can't.
What you reaching over there?
I can't go to jail.
If that was a dude, he would have
You
shot him.
spray me with that shit, I'm gonna put you in jail.
You gonna put me in jail anyway?
Felony.
Get away from me!
God almighty no.
Spraying him with mace. Maced his ass.
Metro, she just sprayed me with mace.
She's taking
She's
it
in
really
a white
well.
sedan, fleeing in the car.
Yeah, I don't know what his deal is.
You catching more charges.
Get away from me! I can't go to jail. I can't go to jail. I can't.
He's treating her like a child.
I can't go to jail.
You spray me with that shit, I'm gonna put you in jail.
You gonna put me in jail anyway?
Felony.
Get away from me!
God almighty no. Metro, she just sprayed me with mace. She's in a white sedan, fleeing in the car.
Fearing for her life.
Wow, she got up out of there. That's crazy. That is crazy.
I kind of want to blame the officer for allowing her to, have the opportunity to do that, but, he probably has to deal with so much shit. I can't.
Yeah. Curious George. Yo, that's crazy. Oh, yeah, I wanted to show y'all. Now that we got I wanted to show y'all something, man. This is funny, man. This is hysterical.
That's an old clip.
Do you know this? Most people will go to their entire lives without ever knowing what the ridges on the edge of coins were originally for.
Oh, I know. It's to symbolize the chains of slavery and suppression.
The gears of capitalism. No, it's to keep people. When coins were actually made of precious metals, people would file the edge of the coin and steal the metal. But by putting ridges on it, you can tell if it's been filed. So over time, if you file 500 coins, you get a nice little pile of gold or silver that you can then cash out. This is to keep that from happening.
It says, this day in Jewish history, in 1278, all Jews of England arrested in coin clipping scandal. Some 680 Jews were detained in the Tower of London, with more than 300 subsequently executed on suspicion of coin clipping. All Jews were eventually expelled from Britain in 1219. So yeah, that's why they put the ridges on there. So because allegedly the Jews were clipping the coins, man.
That's how they build their wealth to buy Hollywood.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I think they just built Hollywood.
Yeah, but it takes money.
So yeah, this is what coins looked like back in those days. Yeah, so it was just, the Jews just clip the coins, man. That's crazy, man.
Very
I'm sure
shrewd.
a lot of people were doing it. I'm sure a lot of people. I'm sure not only Jews were doing it. They
I'm
probably
sure
were just
the
best
Jews
at
were
it.
teaching people how to do it.
They probably were the best at it, right?
Well, they're probably in the business of handling mass quantity. If they were banking,
that's
they had
true.
access to all the coins, so they were doing it the
That's
most.
true. That's true. They were the bankers. So yeah, so they would just, yes. Yeah.
You gotta want it, right?
They had a good thing going, but they just had to just dip their hand in the till a bit too much.
Got greedy, I think, is what they say.
They all got kicked out. They kicked them all out of England. Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. Like,
Yeah, they keep
not
getting
just
kicked
some
out.
of them. See, Brito, you should take kind of like solace in that, Brito. Like, y'all, it could be worse, man. We're only kicking out the illegals, man.
If you think that the only thing they did, clipping if people think that's all they did, then they did a whole lot more than just clipping some
That was
coins.
the final straw. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. That was the straw that broke the camel's back, I guess. Damn.
I suppose.
Coin clipping. Listen, I was today years old when I fucking found out about coin clipping.
Let's talk about why coins have ridges on the side. Most modern coins don't have the ridges anymore because coins are valueless. Now they're just chunks of metal. Back in the day, your coin was silver, genuine silver. During these times, how much of the coin that was present was important because the silver content of the coin gave it its value. In present times, if your economy goes bust, your coins are useless. You cannot trade with it, as its value only came from what the ruling government has set. This does not apply to other countries and governments. Now, if you had 10 silver coins and your society collapsed, you can go barter those coins elsewhere, as it would still hold value. So Jews back in the day would clip these silver coins. They'd clip a little bit of silver off the coin and then go spend it. Eventually, they'd amass a large portion of silver clippings, which they then can smelt into a new coin. For those who don't know, Jews were kicked out of a country for doing this in the year 1290, which wasn't long after they were kicked out of France for their Talmud practices in 1240. On July 18th, 1290, King Edward passed a royal decree named the Edict of Expulsion, where 300 Jews were sentenced to death for child sacrifices and coin clipping, which led to interference with the currency. You're welcome to fact-check me on this, but all the evidence is online.
Hey.
Anti-Semitic,
They could
where
kick out
300 Jews were...
Some casual child sacrifice.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's something to that when they kick all of you out. Like, that's it. Like, every instance I've heard of the Jews being expelled, they always kick all of them out. Like, it's just so damn weird. It's like, it's just so fucking strange. Like, nobody else gets treated like that, man. Like, where it's like, yo, all of y'all gotta go.
Right. I wish Alexander.
Well, they
would
like sticking
explain
together
to us why.
anyways.
Maybe he could explain to us why they keep getting kicked out.
Yeah, what about the good ones? You can't let the good ones stay.
No.
Shit's crazy, man.
Yeah, that is true though. Can you imagine that if you're not on dirt, you're like, I gotta go too.
Right, like they kick all of them out. Look, every single time. Jesus Christ. It's crazy.
I mean, it does make you wonder, right?
Yeah. Because it's like, it's like, yo, it's like you kind of like sympathetic because it's like, yeah, and I get the child sucking the skin off the child's dick and all that crazy shit. I get all that, but other cultures have barbarous stuff they do, customs they do too. But with the Jews, it's like, yo, oh yeah, I got like, I just don't understand like that. Like,
Yeah, I guess it turns out that people don't like the indoctrination of your kids being Alphabet.
Wow, it's so deep, man.
I mean, they're a big part of that. They're a big part of public schools forcing all this shit upon us, on our kids.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. Crazy. Coin clipping. I had never heard of that. Did you know it costs 13.78 cents to mint a nickel? It costs the U.S. Mint approximately 13.78 cents to produce a nickel. This is significantly more than the nickel's face value of 5 cents. The production cost has increased in recent years, with a 19.4% increase in fiscal year 2024 compared to the previous year. That's not efficient.
Yeah, I always heard that as like a rumor, but I'm not surprised it's true.
Jeez Christ.
Whoever drew that picture, that caricature that gets used since the Second World War, he's probably not gotten all of his royalties. He should have had a Jew negotiate his deal.
Wow. Coin clipping.
It's a neat little trick.
I'm telling you, man. Jeez.
You gotta wonder though that if, since they were charged with child sacrifice, like it really took to the coin clippings was the straw that broke the back. Like really?
Well, here's the thing too, though. Like you gotta think about it like this, right?
They were child clipping too.
We can, yeah, right. Facts. We can put up. People will put up with stuff, right? But then when you start fucking with the money, on top of that, like you already fucking up, and then you start fucking with the money. I can see that being the final straw, the money. Like especially like when you're like doing something where you're like literally like just stealing. There was already laws against that, right? I mean, so it's like you're just stealing. Like that's like open stealing. That's like theft. And it's so brazen. It's such a brazen thing to do. To just like you're in charge of the money and you're just gonna like file the edges of the money off.
Undermine the system.
Yeah. It's just straight up skimming off the top. It's just all it is skimming off the top.
I wonder how profitable it was. Must have been.
Because think about every coin. If you take a piece of every coin, there's scams where bank people put steal a penny out of different accounts every day. Like they'll like have a computer where they can go through the bank and steal a penny from different accounts. And that shit add up. You know what I mean? If you steal a penny from 1,000 accounts a day, at the end of the week, you got $70. You know what I mean? Right, very profitable. They wouldn't do it if it wasn't profitable, right? That's crazy. This was fascinating to me, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would lead to like inflation if they kept it up.
Well, yeah, because they'll melt that down and
Something dire.
They're gonna put counterfeit. They're gonna melt it and smelt the precious metals in the other coins, and then put those counterfeit coins into circulation, which would definitely, you know what I mean, fuck up the what do you call it? The what's that shit called? The gosh, what's it when you put more money It was too much.
The money supply.
Yeah. Mess up the supply and demand, I guess, or the value of the coins. You know what I mean? Yeah, definitely.
Hey, let me ask you guys this. Say you had a honey bun, right? And your uncle ate it. What would you do?
For me, I'd kill him.
Right? What would you do, KB? If your uncle ate your honey bun? Or Jimmy?
I'd probably write it off against the money I'd probably stolen from his wallet over time.
Fair enough. So you wouldn't delete him?
I don't think I would. I probably wouldn't even have access to a weapon. I would have had to fight him, and that was a losing battle.
You would just fight him. You wouldn't knife him, slash him, give him a good slashing just to, make sure.
Nah, we probably had to go to work the next morning,
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to get murdered and miss out on going to work again.
That's true. That's true. Then you got the whole, prison thing.
What about you, Wicked? Where were you with that? He ate your honey bun.
He ate my honey bun. I don't think I would care. I mean, if say I did care, I'd probably be angry, have him give me another one, and call it a day, right?
I'll tell you what.
Hey, Ark, what was your email again?
Akintunde2@gmail.com.
Maybe we're not knowing the whole story. It is part of the culture that I don't understand. But what if this was the 100th time the guy ate his honey bun? What if he just had enough?
If only Fabian was here to help us understand the inner in and outs of this situation.
If only who was here?
Fabian.
I don't know
The Oracle.
Oh.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that dude reads a lot of books.
Oh, this guy, he appeared in court.
In the meantime, demonstrators plan to rally at Douglas Park this evening to demand the Chicago Park District take further action in response to a shooting that killed a 15-year-old boy and seriously injured another.
The man charged in the shootings is a lifeguard for the Park District. He was back in court this afternoon. WGN's Angelica Sanchez is live for us in Douglas Park on the west side with more. Angelica?
Good afternoon to you both. We've learned that rally is scheduled for 5 p.m. today, just outside the pool here at Douglas Park. It's being hosted by concerned members of the North Lawndale community. Meantime, today we heard from attorneys representing Charles Lito.
I want to start by saying that this is a tremendous tragedy for everybody involved. We're not going to try this case in the media. We're going to try this case in a courtroom as it should be, and we're going to do that in a respectful manner.
55-year-old Charles Lito made a brief court appearance Tuesday afternoon for a status hearing. He is still in custody. His lawyer says they are now waiting for an indictment.
This is just the procedure that cases normally go through. There will be an indictment forthcoming, and the state today took a date to get that indictment from the grand jury. They have 30 days to do that, at which point the case will no longer be in branch 66. It will go to room 101 for assignment to a felony trial courtroom.
Lito faces several charges, including homicide and attempted homicide for last Thursday's fatal shooting at Douglas Park. He's accused of critically injuring 14-year-old Jeremy Herod and killing 15-year-old Marjay Dotson. He told police he acted in self-defense.
I'm speechless right now. I don't sleep well. I can't eat.
Marjay's older brother tells us outside the courtroom he and his family are devastated.
So nobody be representing him because of that. What you
That'd be a
get for
good
killing
thing.
kids. And then my brother wasn't no threats.
Lito was employed as a lifeguard for the Chicago Park District. The Chi North Lawndale Chamber of Commerce has started a petition calling for accountability, investment, and safety at Douglas Park in the wake of the deadly shooting. WGN has learned in 2023, Lito was also involved in the shooting of 2 dogs in Lakeview. One dog was killed and the other survived. He also told police then he acted in self-defense. He was never charged in that case.
Mr. Lito is a respected, decorated Marine veteran, and we're going to let the system work. And we're going to try this case in an appropriate forum.
For now, Marjay's older brother says he will be
That sounds like
at
a
every
white
step
privilege
of this
there, man.
case.
Justice. That's all I gotta say. Justice for my little brother.
Family members for Jeremy Hurd were also present in court today, but they declined to speak with us. It's unclear if family members for both teens will be present at today's rally. We have reached out to the Chicago Park District for comment. We are awaiting a response. Live at Douglas Park, Angelica Sanchez, WGN News.
Angelica, thank you.
You know, they're saying that glider that he had previously shot a dog like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, I don't know. He sounds like he's fucked, you know?
Based on that still, it looks like there's footage of the whole thing.
That was a pretty good shot, though. I mean, you know, all things considered.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, wow. Jesus Christ.
Backlogs in Arkansas courts have a family grieving and still wanting and waiting for justice.
T311's Rebecca Brown catches up with the family of Victor Montgomery, the Pulaski County school security guard allegedly killed by a driver 2 years ago. The criminal trial has been delayed again.
And when you found a true love and somebody take that, just yank it from you, it leaves a hole in your heart.
Victor Montgomery was hit and killed in August of 2023 while directing traffic at Joe T. Robinson on the first day of school. Nearly 2 years later, his family is still waiting for closure on his case.
And we're not questioning his guilt or innocence. It's just too many theatrics, I think. It is. And every time it's a delay, he continues to get to go home to his family.
Montgomery's niece, Kenesha, says the family was ready for court, then another delay. That delay prolonging the pain.
It felt like I was preparing for a funeral, that, you know, you're going through so much emotions that it was like somebody stuck a knife in my heart.
Victor's wife, Alice, says that pain is constant during holidays, milestones, or just a quiet night alone.
We got a king size bed. I'm on the edge because that's where I feel comfortable. That's where I feel like I'm close to him.
I spoke with prosecuting attorney Will Jones in the 6th Judicial District. He says they are facing serious backlogs. In a statement, Jones says, in part, quote, "We understand what the families are going through. We are limited by access to the courts, but we have hard workers around the clock making sure justice is served."
While he has rights, at some point, you're sending families to have to keep reliving it.
The man accused did bond out just hours after his arrest and has remained free since. But to Victor's family, it's not about putting him away, it's ending this painful cycle.
I release him so I can go forward and to spend the rest of my days with peace. But just give me some closure so I can. That's all I ask.
Rebecca Brown, THV 11 News.
Rebecca, thank you. And about those backlogs, according to the prosecutor's office, there are around 250 homicide cases pending right now, with just 5 judges available to hear them.
Jesus Christ.
You know what?
That's a direct reflection of having a lot of blacks. You got 250 pending homicide cases.
Those ladies.
Yo, KB was saying that he recorded that for you. I don't know if he minds me saying it to you. You know, he was going to the game.
Oh, he went to the WNBA game?
Wait, what did I record?
Oh, I thought you said you had recorded a game or something like that.
I got some photos and a video.
Oh, the one other night?
I
How
just
has
sent
she
it
been?
actually.
Okay. Thank you.
How's she been? She's been the same or what?
Who, Caitlin?
Yeah.
Oh, she out. Yeah, she's still hurt. People say that she protested. Some people say she faking. I don't know.
She's been hurt.
I don't know. She's out though. And the league is still going on. They're still playing the games.
Are you watching?
Yeah, I watched the game today. I watched it tonight. It was
Fever
brutal. It was brutal.
Why you say that?
I mean, the way the team plays when she's not there, like when she plays, it's fun. The tempo, the way they play is up and down, easy shots. When they're not there, it's just a bunch of girls running around bricking shots and shit.
Breaking layups.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
Easy.
They played, but they fought though. They fought through all of
Despite getting mauled.
Yeah, exactly.
They're talented. They should.
At 10,
they
we
shouldn't
begin
be
with the
sucking.
outpouring.
You said what?
New here at 4 o'clock, the Montgomery County District Attorney and Norristown Police announced criminal charges against 35 people connected to a large-scale drug trafficking group. These 5 men are the accused leaders of 3 separate groups allegedly supplying Montgomery County and surrounding areas with cocaine and crack cocaine. The investigation, named Operation Cocaine Goldmine, began in late 2024. Throughout the investigation, law enforcement seized large amounts of narcotics, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and 17 firearms.
Damn. Centers, man. Give me a city, man.
Memphis.
We did like 50 stories from Memphis so far.
St. Louis.
The
classics.
The Lou.
St. Louis just always creeps up on you, Like they're just, as far as like
Yeah, they're steady presence.
They have a steady presence for sure.
Yeah, very consistent city, man.
Solid.
Oh wow, fuck that.
A mystery solved and a family given closure thanks to DNA testing. And it all centers around a 35-year-old cold case in Madison County, Illinois.
The sheriff's office has now identified a woman found stabbed to death back in 1990. Fox News' Chad Mira talks with her family about their renewed hope for justice.
It was July 20th, 1990, when a farmer found the woman dead in a field out here in this part of Troy. However, they believe she was out there for about a week in the summer heat. Detectives weren't able to identify her up until now.
She had a good heart.
Frank Bernard watched on as the Madison County Sheriff announced a major development in his sister's cold case. Until today, she was just known as Jane Doe, a homicide victim who's laid to rest for 35 years, just 3 miles from where her body was found in 1990.
So there was a deep state of decomposition. And I can tell you the technology that was used is just amazing.
New DNA technology helped reveal that woman was 30-year-old Wendy Michael. Known to travel a lot, Wendy's family spent years thinking she still might turn up alive.
Sometimes you didn't know where she was at, and other times you knew, like, for months at a time you didn't know.
In the months leading up to her death, she visited family in Nashville. Then she headed out to D.C. This picture taken just 2 months before she was found dead. May 1990 was the last time she was seen alive, traveling with a trucker at the time. She was found in Madison County in July of that year. Even back then, officials had the forethought that this day could come.
The Madison County Coroner's Office reserved certain items of the body for this reason, in case in the future there was technology that advanced.
Now Bernard has a renewed hope for justice.
Yeah, I hope they lock you up forever. And I didn't even want them to get the death penalty because I want them to live the rest of their life in a cell.
Now that detectives know who she is, they know where she's been in the months leading up to her death, places like Nashville and D.C., and they hope that this news will help bring in more tips from all over the country. Reporting in Troy, Chad Mira, Fox 2 News.
He's dreaming.
You're on mute if you're talking. Oh, he's sleeping?
It looks like he's dreaming. That lovely story put him to sleep. It's like
Dreaming
a lullaby.
of a honey bun?
You said
Dreaming
that.
of Miss
You
Katie.
said, I was dreaming of a honey bun. Oh man. White crime always puts me to sleep though for some reason.
It's like a lullaby. It's soothing.
Yeah.
It's like music.
Man.
You can drift off to it.
Let's find some sun crime, man. Let's
It's very relaxing crime.
Yeah, man. We got to hunt. We got to hunt for some sun crime, man. We was doing St. Louis, right? Yeah, St. Louis.
A mystery.
Let's see.
Camden.
Two people were shot and an officer was injured after multiple fights broke out in a chaotic pride celebration in the Grove neighborhood of St. Louis.
And police are now saying organizers should have done more to prepare for the busy weekend. Fox 2's Chad Mira joins us live with new details, including a number of arrests, Chad.
That's right, Andy. 6 arrests total at this point now, and it all began early Sunday morning right near where we are here. We're on Manchester and Sarah. A 34-year-old woman shot another woman in the leg, and then in response to that, a 22-year-old shot the 34-year-old in the back. Both the shooting victims are in stable condition. Both the shooters have been arrested. That was just the beginning of it, though. Then Sunday night, multiple fights broke out along Manchester here. At one point, officer was almost hit with a firework. When they were trying to make an arrest for that, then another person with a rifle in their waistband jumped on the police officer's back. That person was arrested as well. Another officer, even after that, was trying to break up a fight, fell and hit his head. He's expected to be okay. But the SLMPD says this was madness out here and deplorable. They blame this partially on it being an unpermitted event, so they couldn't have certain security measures like barricaded streets or security checkpoints.
You need a permit to enforce rules that would otherwise be a little bit more flexible out in the community. For example, Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras doesn't allow you to bring in bags or guns.
We talked with the Community Improvement District out here, as well as their aldermen, about why there weren't permits in place for this event. And they tell me, what event? This wasn't an organized event. They didn't plan anything. They just opened up for business as usual when a large crowd showed up in the streets. We're going to hear more from them coming up tonight on Fox 2 News at 5.
I think there were free samples of the
Chad Mira,
semen
Fox 2
tasting
News.
booth.
Man, they're so destructive. Such a destructive group, man. All the chaos they bring.
The
You
Pride
know,
people?
I was hearing, can you hear me at?
I don't know, man.
Jimmy, I was hearing this son, man, right?
Yeah.
He was talking about how some people are in a good position to, I guess, I don't know, take over or some shit, but because they're all located in cities that are next to bodies of water. And I was thinking, okay, what does that mean? What does that mean to them? What are they doing with these bodies of water? Nothing. It might as well not even be there.
This was a Sun person saying this?
Yeah, he was just going on about how great some people are.
That's just a crazy person. That's just mad. That's a madman. Oh, now's the time for Suns to try to take over? What?
But think about the concept of they're by bodies of water. So what? It's like
I
all
can't
these
even
minerals-
swim. What are we talking about? Come on.
Yeah, it's like all these minerals in Africa, right?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
you have all these minerals, but what does it mean? It means
What are you
nothing.
going to do with that?
Yeah, you can't do shit with it, so what does it matter?
But just that anyone would suggest such kind of thinking that's a crazy person. That's a person consumed with madness.
Yeah, with lies, with delusions.
Yeah,
of
madness.
grandeur.
It's a dangerous person to himself, probably.
But I mean, every other demographic could do something with that, though. Like if you have like San Diego, right? Those
Right.
are ports. That's gold right there, dude. Any demographic, I can't think of many demographics that wouldn't be able to.
Right. But for them to take over
Capitalize.
anything, they'd have to be able to run something.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And you know what I mean? As a group.
Yeah. So that's what I'm getting at. I think every other demographic, I could see them maximizing on it. On a port, like a port like Baltimore, right?
They would have great public transit. They would have great mail service. All the things that the Suns kind of, are really good. They'd have a great DMV in this Wakanda land they're talking about creating. That is what they need to do, is create that Wakanda land out of all that was built here, taken away from them.
I mean, it's called St. Louis. St. Louis is another city that's by a body of water, right? I think it's by the Mississippi River, right?
You think it's a grand plan? Think this was their plan all along?
I'd pay money to see that. Why not, right? You never know. I mean, look, we could be wrong, dude. We could be wrong. They could be excellent at it.
Say that again.
We could be wrong, and they could be excellent at it. I mean, they did build a country after all, right?
They built the pyramids, man. If they can build the pyramids, I think they can handle getting plumbing and garbage sanitation, in their city.
Yeah.
I think they can handle that.
What do you think about that? I said that he doesn't think some people build the pyramids. What do you think about that?
What do I think about Ox saying that, or who do I think built the pyramids?
Yeah, both.
Oh, what's Ox's position? He doesn't think Suns
build the pyramids.
No, the Suns as we know them as in our vernacular, the Sub-Saharans. No, I don't think so. Nothing in their artwork or what anybody's believed since the dawn of Western civilization has ever thought. The Egyptians were they still are a different people than the Sub-Saharans.
But the Suns claim they built them, right?
Yeah. Well, some, that's part. If like on an Earth, Wind, and Fire album in the 70s would give you that impression.
Man, I'm pretty sure all of them, literally all of them think that. Like 10 out of 10.
Maybe.
But like you just said, though, in the entire continent, there's no evidence of any kind of structures that would give you the impression that they were building.
Well, I think the Sub-Saharans hit it out of the park 25,000 years ago with the pyramids. They're like, we're done. We did it. Nobody's ever even going to figure out how we did it. Now let's go back to living in huts made of grass and dung.
Right.
That's what happened.
I mean, look, if they were to take over these port cities here in this country, whatever.
Like if this were a video game or something and that happened in it, I mean, in reality, it's kind of like if they put a man on the moon, it's that level of improbability. Them taking over all the water.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible if you think about it, dude. Like I was like on burritos, dude. they work hard. You know, like we might not be as intelligent as you gliders, but we work hard, dude, and we will. Like manual labor, it's an important part of a society, I would say. Anyway, you know, it's the moving products around, and again, I go back to these port cities, right? Like I imagine the ports and the men working it. The Umbritos will work hard on those ports, dude. You know?
Maybe they'll cut a deal. The Black and Brown coalition will finally come true. They'll cut a deal and take out the whites.
That would be hilarious.
Gliders out.
Yeah, let me call Ag real quick.
Yeah.
Don't call me, man. I'm fine. I'm just listening. Y'all can't believe I listened.
Now I'm starting to think you were listening, but you were snoring though, weren't you?
Just listening, man.
You didn't fall asleep at all?
Hear all the tough talk about what y'all would do and the Suns and all this shit. Suns are so unpredictable, man. Ain't nothing you can do, man.
Hey, Wick, I'll give you this. If anyone built any pyramids, I believe the Umbritos did.
I said that too.
I've been to the Mexican pyramids. They're awesome. And if anyone was going to build that,
yeah,
I believe
I said the same thing.
They were the pre-Umbritos, though. They were the
yeah. But they the Umbritos they have a lot of the pre-Umbritos in them, though. I mean, those are their ancestors, you know.
That Aztec Maya stuff.
Yeah, well, all of them, all the thousands of tribes. You could see. I see it in the Umbritos. Like I told Ag earlier, I was reading a book earlier about them, and dude, what we do today, it's the same shit they were doing back then, dude. Like the way these cartels brutalize each other, it's what the Aztecs were doing to the enemies.
But you are grateful that the clash between Europeans and the Aztecs took place, and that it came out the way it did, right? You understand that is the better outcome?
I mean, yeah. I look at it as, believe it or not, as like a destiny kind of thing, right? Like that's the way it was meant to be. You know,
I kind of, that's what I'm getting at is like it worked out this way because that's the only way it's going to work.
Yeah. You know, I made a good point about that a while ago. He said it would look different if the pre-Umbritos never made contact with the gliders, right? And
if they drove Cortez back into the sea.
Yeah, and they just continue to like progress throughout the ages, right? Whatever they built at whatever pace they built it, it will look different than this. Do you know what I mean? Well, that's what I said.
Absolutely.
And it made sense to me. But we'll never know, right? Because again, it wasn't in the cards for them. I was actually reading about how it wasn't, and I don't know if I don't know if you're gonna agree with this or whatnot, but it maybe wasn't a conquest as much as it was like a merging of civilizations, you know, a coming together because at the end of the day, these people they had families together. You know, these men, these women, they came together in marriage under Christianity, and they created families. They created a society, right? That became, for one of them, that became Mexico. Does that make sense, Jimmy?
Absolutely.
So I never thought about that concept. I always understood it as a conquest, but the way they were explaining it kind of makes sense. You know, even the gliders with the Spaniards, dude, when Cortez kidnapped Moctezuma, the Spanish crown they were angry. They viewed an affront to a monarch as maybe like a threat to themselves. The way they were angered.
Of course, yeah.
I
didn't know that.
What was that?
I said I completely understand why they would feel away, and I never heard that before.
Yeah, it kind of feels like they felt like it was like a threat to their own safety, right? You can't touch a monarch; he's royalty.
That's an institution. You're not just attacking the monarch. You're attacking the whole notion that there's divine right.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And another thing that I found very interesting was Queen Elizabeth, right? She made it extremely clear to the Spaniards because they were bringing back natives to Spain. She made it clear to them, don't bring any of them here, which makes sense. Think about her life, right? She was here during the end of the Al-Andalus, the Muslims, right? They finally pushed them out of Spain, right? Why would you bring these other people here that, God forbid, they managed to hurt their society again, like the Moors did? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she was furious. She made it clear to them she didn't want any natives in Spain. But not to go into this history lesson. I just
Times
thought it
have
was
changed now.
What do you mean?
Well, the Portugal and Spain have lots of non-natives in there now.
Like the Africans and the Arabs?
The North Africa, yeah, everybody that's just kind of flooding their countries right now. They didn't bring them back 500 years ago.
But I didn't hear about that. Portugal, I don't hear shit about them struggling. Are they struggling too? Portugal?
I can't say for sure, honestly. I just presumed they were.
I have a good buddy that he moved to Porto, and the capital of Portugal.
Mm-hmm.
He says that there's no suns. He doesn't see any sun people. He says it's very safe.
I wonder why that is. I wonder what's different.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, how bad is it? You know, like
I wonder if they have strong borders.
Portugal? Yeah, I wonder actually. The way he made it seem was the immigration process is very difficult.
Yeah, I wonder if they have like a series or a set of laws that they actually uphold.
Yeah. He's a
solution is.
Yeah,
Sorry?
right. Laws and order. Yeah, he's a glider, right? My buddy, he's a glider, and he married a Brazilian girl from Brazil. So that's why it was easy for them to move to Portugal because they speak Portuguese. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They seem pretty happy out there. They both work like remote though, so they're still working for like getting American dollars, but they're just living in Portugal. You know?
Yeah, I don't know the state of Portugal right now in terms of its all the. Sorry about the clearance.
You never hear about that, right? You never hear about
Not Portugal, no. But you know what? The thing is, I'm starting to wonder. You saw that stuff, the AI stuff, the other night, where it's supposed to be some Italian
fake.
cities, and it was fake. It's getting to the point where I'm not sure what I'm supposed to believe anymore. You hear things about certain countries, you see a story about it, you hear people talking about it, but I don't know. I've heard people that come back there from vacation going, "No, it was fine," and I get it because I'm in Los Angeles right now, and anybody I talk to that's not from here says, "Oh my God, is any of that near your house?" No, that's like it might as well be in Mexico or Texas. It's so far away in terms of the geography and the sort of the difference between the kinds of neighborhoods that it is.
Yeah,
it's a million miles away, and I wonder if my own sort of news and information feed is completely warping my perception of what's going on in the world because it seems pretty dark out there.
Yeah, well, like when I think you were here when we saw it, and I questioned it when I told you I don't know how accurate it may be because how bad is it? It's hard to say, right? Now the one with Kurtz, like the guy that travels, that one that was like he threw water on them. I don't know if you remember the one with the white guy.
I don't think I know that one.
It was right. I played it right before the Milan one, but it was in Italy. But that one I heard was real, where there's like a bunch of look, there is a mass movement into Europe for sure. There's no question about that, right? Ireland seems to be struggling with it as far as the locals pushing back.
Well, all the big ones, Ireland, UK, France.
I don't hear about them, France or the UK, pushing back as much as the Ireland.
Oh, pushing back? No, not as much, but they're talking about the initial problem, which is the mass migration.
Dude, France is
Scandinavian countries, yeah,
them too. But France to me, even Germany, dude. I heard Germany's struggling.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I heard Spain struggles, but I never heard about Portugal. No.
I've heard it and I've seen video of all of these, and it's getting to the point where now it's very easy to make it look like there's an entire Muslim ceremony going on in the middle of the Champs-Elysees, and it may or may not be real. I don't know anymore.
Sistine Chapel.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
Like the one video, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that video to me looked real. There was a AI video I saw of Trump, and it looked real. But then, as I was hearing him talk, at first I was like, "Yeah, Trump is ridiculous enough to say some shit like this." But then, as it continued, it got too ridiculous. But I was amazed at how real it looked.
I was looking at some other Sun channels, and I saw this one guy's video about how the influencer world is going to be all AI. And then they had sort of like, I don't know if this was beta tested stuff, but it was AI footage of like sons in the streets. Hey, I'm here, and they're holding up their bling or their guns or whatever. And it looks like real footage. And it's like, these are going to be our influencers. They're going to be, completely AI digital influencers that are, and the voice, the language, it definitely sounded like just some, idiot's street rat. It's like, and it was all AI. Like, God damn, that's really close. There's this weird quality that it has that almost gives it kind of a Pixar-ish kind of sheen or something to it, especially faces and stuff.
Yeah.
But they'll soften that stuff up and it'll just get harder and harder. They'll know just how much to degrade parts because everything always looks really sharp and clean in that AI stuff.
Yeah.
But they're getting better at kind of simulating.
I think so. Yo, KB said he's in the bag.
Oh, okay. Now I'm just sitting and listening to I am relaxed and shit though. I ain't it's good to relax my eyes, man.
Yeah, for sure.
You this fucking tired, man. But yeah, man.
Huh?
Now
I'm reading the comment.
We got to stay away from the glider crimes, man. If you watch a glider crime while driving, you'll probably crash.
Yo, that glider crime put me to sleep.
Yeah,
it'll be boring. You won't want to look.
Jimmy, we went to a glider town once, and the big news segment was of like some kind of knitting competition. I'm not kidding. Can't believe it. And then the next city we went to was Chicago, and it was just like you would imagine.
Jeez. That put me salute knitting with
and the great part is somebody is the local reporter who has to cover the knitting competition. He's got to put it.
But they were
at
excited.
least they're not getting shot at.
Absolutely.
But they were excited, dude. I remember that shit. It was so crazy.
That's crazy. That's bananas, man. Yeah, man, great show, guys, man. Great show. Salute to everybody out there. Salute to my man, Big Pete in the building. We're gonna come back at you guys tomorrow, man. Anybody got any final thoughts?
As always,
Well,
I want to offer up thanks. I want to offer up thanks and gratitude to the great Yaqub. And I think Yaqub, in my creation, has probably the gliders are the one invention that the Suns got right.
Yeah. And I just want to say, everybody want to be black until it's time to be black.
Same black time, same black channel. Yeah, subscribe.
Thanks, Zach.